How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm awesome. How's it? How's everybody over there? How you
Uh,
making out?
we're well for now. I tell you, it's really unnerving, isn't it? Just the way that everything has changed.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my god.
weird. It's like a scene from a movie. It's crazy. I'm in Miami Beach, and still, here everybody's usually very free, and very, but people walking around with masks, and
It's
it's just like it's weird. It's very weird.
it's
Very
very
weird.
much a somber mentality
Yeah,
wherever you're at. Um,
yeah.
and I mean for good reason. I mean we should be very careful, but I'm in Detroit, so I noticed yesterday there's already been almost 500 deaths just here. Um,
Oh wow.
I mean, just the Metro Detroit area alone, the amount of cases just locally are unreal, and in such a short time. And with it being an unknown strain, we've never had this virus before. If they don't stop it, it can mutate and get stronger. And it's strong enough as it is. It's killing everything from 6 week old babies to very old people. It doesn't seem to
It does.
discriminate. It
Yeah,
it's hitting everyone.
yeah. We just gotta keep it on the prayer. Put the armor of God on,
I think
because that's
we gotta like hit the reset button. I think
yeah.
this is what we got to take away from it. Is just um, no matter what you know, resetting every way. With our families and with um, the our obviously our physical life, like and spiritually number one to kind of remember who's in control and who's not, and
That's right.
and everything. There's always something that you can take away from it that makes your life better. And all these people that are staying at home, there's a lot of people that don't. They're hardly ever home. They hardly ever see their kids. This might change the way they look at the kind of jobs they have and things like that, and spend more time with their kids.
Yep.
If we can always bring something positive out of this if we put the effort towards it. So, but it gets very hard to do that. And there's so many people. I have a lot of friends that are musicians and people that are in film, and films are being delayed and canceled, or and obviously big tours that are just overnight. They're gone.
Yeah.
It's
But you know what I'm seeing though, it's bringing a new medium, like of this virtual concerts and people doing stuff from home now, which
I
I'm doing
know.
it too. And I'm even launching. I'm getting ready to launch my own podcast also, and it just forces you to kind of think outside the box, and which I think that part of it is really great, and getting, like you said, getting closer to your family, just reaching out, random acts of kindness and all that kind of stuff. It's those are the good parts of what's happening. You know.
Well, and of course, I love this song. Now is the time. I mean, uh, what a I
Thank you.
mean, really, this is a great song for now. When I was trying to describe to your press guy, who is also a friend of mine, I was like, 'cause it's something I called it reggae, and he's like, no, you're not. You're thinking of a different artist. I'm like, well, it's not reggae, but it has that feel. Like
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like it's hard to like pinpoint exactly what it is. I said, but it makes me feel like I feel when I hear reggae, which is
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
I'm chills you out. It just makes you want to just have a good time and have a positive attitude, whatever's going on.
Oh wow, you definitely got it. That's exactly it. And what you hear that I'm working on a new song too, the follow up, and it's really, really deeper into the whole reggae thing. It has a lot of reggae, but it's Caribbean and reggae and salsa and all kinds of, it's like a lot of fusions, but it has that reggae thing. There's a magazine, I think it's, what is it, CCM or
Yeah, CCM.
yeah, and then they put a thing on the record about my record, and they said it makes you want to go on an island getaway.
Oh, makes you feel like you're already there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen my lyric video?
No, I
Oh,
saw.
I gotta send it to you. I have
Okay.
to because I did a lyric video, and it has that island thing. That's my approach, the whole island thing. It's almost like a modern Christian fusion of Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett meets Bob Marley. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a whole. That's where I'm going with that. And so you definitely got it. And yeah, it resonates with the times right now because we need. And I tell my girlfriend that all the time. We're stuck at home, but we don't have to. We don't have to be stuck in mind wise. We got to. What I do is when I'm feeling a little weird, I change the channel as far as on my mind, and I listen to something really fun, or I watch something really fun. I don't watch the news.
I don't either. I can't handle it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't watch the news, and so the music that I create has to be that way. It has to take you to another place. That's what I want. That's what I want, and that's my approach on it. That's definitely what I set out to do.
Now,
And
tell us how. But all of this comes from your beginnings. Like, briefly tell people where you're from and like where you're getting all these different influences.
well, I was born in New York City, and then I also lived in Bronx, a couple of blocks away from J Lo. We lived in the same street, Castle Hill, and then we moved to Puerto Rico. And in Puerto Rico, you get a lot of musical influences over there, and of course salsa is a given,
Yeah.
and yeah, and reggae it's a given over there. And so I grew up listening to salsa music, reggae music, pop music, R&B music, and then going back to New York, hip hop music from the '80s, music from the '70s. I mean, I have all my musical palette is all over the place, and I go anywhere from the Commodores to Michael Jackson to Bob Marley to to Elvis Presley. Like I'm all over the place, and so that's where I think musically, New York and Puerto Rico are the biggest influences for me. Now when you're in Puerto Rico, it's very laid back, very Caribbean. I lived right by the beach.
Uh huh.
So and music over there, it's like the law. You have to like everybody's into music. You go to a park and there's people playing congas and bongos and everybody plays the guitar. I mean, it's just an incredible way of growing up.
Oh
And
yeah.
and I grew up where if I'm hungry, I just go to the backyard and I climb a coconut tree or I got a mango tree and we have lunch. So yeah, it's like that. We had chickens in the back, and I mean there was cows, and that's how I grew up. So that was a big influence as far as musically and culture wise for me. But then I went back to New York, and then the whole New York vibe.
Oh
You know,
yes.
So yeah, so I would say I got the best of both worlds. Um,
I noticed like reading your like the bio or the press things you open for New Kids on the Block. That
yeah,
like seriously. Uh,
yeah.
but I'm more impressed with the Commodores and Brenda K. Starr. So
Yeah, the Brenda case stuff. She went into the Latin market later on,
yeah,
and yeah.
I
And
saw her not too long ago on a
I'm sorry.
I saw her not too long ago on a television show where she came out. I want to say it was a lip sync battle where she came out where someone was lip syncing her song. But
Oh,
but
that's
yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, what a blast from my past.
yeah.
And the Commodores, oh my goodness, my
Will to Power. Remember Will to Power? I opened
yeah,
up for them too. Yeah,
that's it's
yeah.
such an amazing thing to even have been near some of those people. Like I said, more probably, uh, especially the Commodores. My mom raised me on them, so I was
Oh yeah.
extremely this how and that's like how do you listen to anything they do and not be happy? Like
Yeah, exactly, 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 and that's what I grew up with. The Commodores and Lionel Richie, and it's so funny. The other day, it was last Saturday. I was watching a concert, an old concert, one of my favorite concerts from Crossroads, and it was Kenny Rogers and Lionel Richie,
oh my
and
goodness.
together, and they traded songs, and a lot of people don't know that Lionel Richie wrote "Lady."
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
and he also produced through the years. So it was just incredible how they interacted together. They were old buddies, and the concert is incredible. It came out in 2005, and I just decided I wanted to watch it again because it just makes you feel good. I'm into anything that makes you feel good, as far as mentally, things that transport you and make you happy. I love that. The name of my label was Feel Good Music.
That's a great name for a record label.
Yeah,
It might push more people to listen to the songs that are on the label for sure,
yeah,
because you just get to that point. And then if they Google it on like or like search on Spotify, feel good music, it'll bring you up.
yeah, yeah,
It's not,
yeah.
not
That would
not
be
not
great.
just a genre; it's a label.
It's a label. That's yeah, and that's what I believe. We don't have to be stuck mentally where we are still globally right now. Mentally you can. Somebody told me, said to me the other day, I feel, I'm home all the time, stuck at home. I feel like I'm in prison. I'm like, well, prison is a state of mind. It's not actually a place. Prison is a state of mind. You could be real happy and be at a different place, from home if you set your mind straight, and if you feed your mind and your soul with certain things. I don't watch anything negative, man, and I don't go to sleep. I don't watch like anything negative before I go to sleep, or what I mean. I just watch stuff that's happy, because when you're sleeping, your subconscious goes to work, and you want happy things.
I heard
In there.
that artist Carmen one time say garbage in, garbage out. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
when you intake bad things, like it comes out in your life and your thoughts and the things you say. I mean, the more you fill your mind or yourself with, things that are like that are bad things, it just, you can't help for it to not resonate and like come out in your attitude and the way you talk and things like that. And so to do the opposite, to if you go have what for me, a lot of stuff that I go to sleep thinking about influences what I dream about and how I
Uh
feel when
huh.
I wake up. So
Yep.
I'm usually having my own concert before I go to bed. Like, just kidding. I can't sing at all. I can't sing at all, but I can in my dreams. Apparently, somewhere between like J Lo, Beyonce, a little bit of Adele. I can do it all.
Oh, that's hot. That's great.
Oh my goodness. So have
That's great. Go ahead,
so
I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask you, like, so for you as an artist, have you seen, especially, also having artist friends, like, I mean, have you seen how this has impacted them as far as the coronavirus, like how it's stopped people in their tracks and like it's a
Oh, definitely.
huge.
And they're now gigging now. My friends are in gigging, so now what they're doing? They're doing virtual recording sessions.
And
So
then and using Venmo or PayPal, saying
yeah,
here's the cup,
PayPal and then Venmo and what's the other one? Cash
the
App.
Cash App. Yep.
Yeah, and that right now I'm producing a song. It's called Cool Cool Love, and that wait to hear that one, because that's really, like I
I
told you,
like the
very
title
reggae.
already.
Yeah, it has like that Marley type of thing, and really calypso-y, and really Jamaica-ish. Jamaica meets Puerto Rico, and so that's how we're doing. I'm doing like certain tracks out of my studio. Then I transport the files over to a bass player. Then I transport it over to a conga player, like that.
Kind of like
And then they
Miami
send,
Sound Machine.
yeah, yeah.
I
And
mean,
then they send me the files back, and that's how we're conducting the session now, because
because you
we can't
have
go
to.
into. Yeah,
It's just stopped on a dime overnight. I think it's so great to have your music out right now because it is such a. I thought so you didn't mean to do now is the time, like that was not planned for the
no,
coronavirus. It just happened to be a good song for now.
right, yeah, because when I wrote it, this wasn't happening. I was writing about. It was the first time I ever actually really written about me. So that song took me a while to complete, because every verse that I'm writing, I wrote it in real time based on what was happening in my life.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why in the beginning it starts like a letter to God. I thought, wow, if somebody was to write a letter to God, if I was to write a letter to God, what would it sound like? And I wrote. That's why it starts off with, "Dear God, I need to talk to you."
Yeah.
And that's how it starts. But then by the time it ends, it's just it's a jubilation.
It's a
It's
celebration. Yeah.
yeah, it's a celebration of faith and of of everything good. So that's the I was living the song as I was writing it.
So
So
it'll have really special meaning now to perform it once you're able to perform again, as far as like in real audiences where you can have the feel of the audience back to you.
yeah, yeah. So it's a very special song for me because it's the first time. It was easy for me. I've been writing songs for so many years, right? But I always wrote from other people's perspective and stuff that they went through. I never wrote anything that I was going through because if I felt that it was just so intimate, so private. This is the first time that I did it, and it was cathartic. It's so therapeutic for me. It was incredible, but it took me a while because I was going through some stuff, and I didn't know what to. I was writing these things down. I'm like, oh man, this is hard. And then I would take a break, and then I would be in a different place, and then I would write another verse back. And that's how I that's how I completed it. And I'm like, wow, that was great. That felt great doing that. I want to do it again.
Oh,
So yeah. So it's really good.
well,
It's really good.
so do you even know what's next? I mean, with everything on hold, or can you even make plans at this point as far as
Well,
this
what's
year?
next for me is completing the album. So that's
Yeah.
why. So I'm not stopping. I'm working every day. I have a session today here in my house, and I'm completing that song that I'm telling you about, "Cool Cool Love." Then after that, I have another song coming up, and I'm just gonna complete my entire album. I'm gonna do my podcast, and I'm just gonna get into things that I can get into, from home, and just think outside the box. There's a lot of things that I want to do, so I'm gonna try to do everything from home for now, and I'll leave all the details to God. I know that this too shall pass, so uh,
Absolutely.
I'm not
Um,
gonna worry about it.
well, if people want to find out more about your music, do you have a website or
Oh
Facebook page?
yes,
Okay.
yes. OceanHillMusic.com.
Okay.
And my Instagram is Ocean Hills World. So it's an
Oh,
S at, yeah, Ocean Hills World. And I do motivational little things every day. I post little motivational stuff that I just my thoughts and stuff, and some videos that I post also just to kind of like elevate people and kind of inspire people. And because a lot of people are going through a lot of depression stuff right now, and so I just want to whatever I can do to serve, and help people get out of that channel and get into a more positive channel. So I do this every day, every single day.
well, I will have to follow because I could there's several people I know that kind of do that. They post a lot of videos, just talking, and I love those because it's just getting a short little shot in the arm of encouragement,
Yeah,
that you need during the day, to just something in your feed that's positive, because that's the only problem I have. Just like the news, like I have a hard time watching Facebook because there's every pretty much every post you might find, every 1 out of 10 posts has a dog or something in it, but otherwise it's like it's all of it is about finding toilet paper, or you know having
yeah,
getting tired of being at home, whatever it may be. And I my philosophy is, if we have to be content in our in whatever situation we're in, for God to bring us to the next level of wherever He's at. And contentment is something our society doesn't know how to deal with.
hmm
All the technology, everything at a fingertip, they've lost their ability to just be content. Well, we always lose it. We constantly have to come back to learning how to be content, but just learning the values, put the priorities back in where they ought to be. And knowing you're not in control. I'm sure a lot of people overnight that really thought they had the world at their feet. It was quite the shock to wake up one day pretty much and everything's gone. But that can humble people, and if our nation humbles themselves, God says He will bless us, and as the world too, the more humbled we are, the more likely people are going to look for areas of hope. And we as the church need to be doing like you're doing with the Instagram videos, like whatever we can do to bring the hope and the love of God to people at a time like this, because right now they're looking for it. We have a captive audience. They're home, they're not working, most of them are not working, and they're home or they're working from home, so we have a bigger opportunity than ever to reach those people.
That's right. That's right. And the Bible, also said that for those that aren't humble will be humbled. Well, we're humbled.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
there.
everybody's humbled right now. Everybody's humbled, and what people gotta understand is that everybody's in this together. We're all in the same boat at the same time,
Right.
sharing the same world. You know, so we're alone at home, but we're not alone. We have each other. And I think it's just a matter of how you program your way of thinking. And what you let in your mind. That's what you feed your mind is so important. Like you said, when you go to sleep, if you feed your mind positive stuff, then positive stuff will start percolating on your subconscious when you're sleeping, and then you'll have good dreams and you wake up feeling good. But if you're feeling bad stuff, then you wake up in a bad mood, and you wake up sad, and you wake up depressed, and and it seems even worse than what it is right now. So, what you feed your mind and your soul is really important. It's really important.
Absolutely. Well, we will upload your interview and share it with your pages so that people can hear the heart behind your music. And thank you for keeping the positivity out there, and keep it going. I can't wait to see the new videos and hear the new music. And I wish you blessings on working that album out and getting that done. I know that can be a lot of work and money and time, and I just pray that it's blessed and that you all stay safe and healthy while you're doing
Oh,
it.
thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. So oceanhillmusic.com, and all my links are up there too. Like the Instagram, the Twitter, everything's up there in my website.
All right. Well, we will share all those with the interview. And thank you so much for everything, for the interview, and for being a way to start off my day incredibly positive. I'm real happy to talk to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ginger. You're amazing. Thank you so much.